Auf Klibberhigh, friends! Darth Momo here to talk about Star Wars Rebels.
One last time.
And while this video may be 6 months late, Star Wars Rebels Season 4 was something really special, and I wanted to finally take a chance to talk about it. Straying away from the typical formula of the last 3 seasons with the standalone episodes, Season 4 was really one 6-hour movie. Not letting 22-minute runtimes get in the way, it moved to 2 episodes airing at a time. It didn't have the big bad introduced in the premiere with a boss battle at the finale, nor did it have a secondary plot in the second episode, tackled in the, you guessed it, second to last episode of the season. It just picked up where Season 3 left off and went from there. And unlike the previous seasons, which delivered some mediocre episodes, a couple bad ones, and a few amazing ones, it had really great episodes. Except for the opener. That one was trash.
Teach you a lesson that in the end, all of Mandalore will bow to me.
So in honor of this amazing show, I would like to give what I think are the best 4 episodes of the season, since it was like half a season. We've got a lot to do tonight, so what do you say, guys? FYI, there will be massive spoilers, so don't watch if you haven't seen these episodes yet. Naming itself at number 4, we have In the Name of the Rebellion, episodes 3 and 4. Yeah, I know it's 2 episodes, technically, but this was really good. As much as I love Rogue One, Saw kinda sucked in it, and I mostly loved him in Ghosts of Geonosis. However, there were still a few complaints, and this episode tackled it perfectly. Between proper Saw Gerrera, all the Rogue One connections, Imperial debts, and some tolerable Ezra Bridger humor, this episode was all around really well done and should have, in my opinion, been the season premiere. Not that Mandalorian episode. I mean, I know they had to finish this thread all up and everything, but why couldn't they have done that in Forces of Destiny? I mean, the quality of this episode and that show are practically the same. Anyway, moving on. Kindly arriving at number 3 is Episode 7, Kindred. This one was really something different. It wasn't just run from stormtroopers, as a certain ego-high friend of mine likes to say. It had some quick action, introduced Rook, who was awesome in the show, by the way. It also finally had Hera and Kanan kiss, along with finally getting into some of the stuff with the Loath Wolves, which was really mysterious, interesting, and setting up some good stuff that will actually get satisfying answers. Unlike a certain character's backstory in a highly despicable film. Foolishly hoping for the best, the Star Wars Rebels finale A Fool's Hope / Family Reunion and Farewell comes into place number 2. As great and amazing as the first 2 episodes of this finale were, it kind of fell apart for me in the third act. You know that if you've seen my reviews.
In the third episode, I don't know, it just kind of fell apart for me.
However, I've had 6 months to think about it. While I still wish there was more death, and I strongly believe Ezra's story would have been much more impactful had he died along with Thrawn when the Purrgil launched into hyperspace, it was a great episode with a lot of fun moments such as Rook in general, Ryder's supposed betrayal, Gregor's death, getting the shield up, confrontation with the Emperor, Thrawn putting Ezra in his place, and subsequently Ezra and Thrawn going to a new place. Now, before I talk about the best episode of the entire series, I just want to say that while this show has delivered some bad episodes, some okay episodes, some really great episodes, it has been something special to watch grow over 4 years, and I'm going to really miss it. However, there are some moments that will always be very powerful to me, such as the one at the end of the series' best episode, Jedi Knight. Yeah, should have seen that one coming. Usually, a Rebels episode always has something to complain about, albeit not always super obvious. Not with this one. This one is amazing, flawless, and Star Wars Rebels at its best. Starting out with major character decisions demonstrating serious growth over the years, Kanan, Ezra, and Sabine infiltrate the Imperial Dome to rescue Hera. After having a moment with each of the main characters, Kanan spends most of his time with Hera with some really wonderful moments leading up to that fuel pod when she finally tells him what we all know has been true.
I love you.
Leading into a satisfying moment for the series and such an optimistic attitude for the audience. Then the AT-ATs approach, and you know it's downhill from there. Price fires, and Kanan immediately jumps in to hold off the explosion. I had just watched the entire series that weekend leading up to this moment, and it happened, and I thought, yup, this is where it happens. Then he pushes Hera back, and something unexpected happens. It was at that point I yelled no, and began bawling. Before being blinded by Maul and Malachor, he gave Hera a simple promise.
We'll see each other again.
I promise.
Then he loses his sight, and it is really made sadly ironic that he will never see her again. Until this, in his final moment, when he is nothing but energy, purely selfless, and a true Jedi, that he gets one last wish and is granted a chance to see the woman he loves one last time before he perishes. This moment was so sad that 6 months later I still cry about it, and I rarely cry. Kanan was such an amazing character, a great thing to come out of Star Wars Rebels, and a fantastic addition to the franchise. And while his grave was marked from day one, it didn't make it any less harder to take in when he finally dies. And that is when Star Wars Rebels is truly at its best. May the Force be with you, always.
The Force will be with you. Always.
Thanks for watching. Please subscribe to the channel. If you liked the video, comment down below and hit that like button. Oh, and check out some of my other videos. I'm sure you'll find them in the light.